Welcome, everyone, to Finding Life. My name is Jeff, and we're here to help you find life, enjoy life, and win in life. Today, I want to do just a little bit of an update in regards to dealing with cancer from the perspective or from the place of victory. And so, my wife had her surgery a few days ago, and we got to go to the hospital first thing in the morning. It was actually quite neat because we got there. We had to be there for 7 o'clock in the morning, and so sunrise was basically just before that. And we were given an end room up in the day surgery area, and so we were able to see the sunrise, and it was beautiful. And so all the people that helped us, all the medical staff, they were so wonderful. And so I do want to say thank you to all of them. And they just treated us so well, and they were so excited, and they were so pleased, and they were so happy, and they were so cheerful, and they were so grateful. We're just very grateful for them. And so we got into the room, and my wife then after a little while was taken into a room where they put a wire. They had to stick a wire into her breast to point at where the lump was, and so they could just cut around the wire and take that out. She did not, that didn't feel good. That was not exciting for her. She said that didn't she didn't like that. And so, and then they had to put the blue dye in so they could see how it's functioning, or whatever having to do with the lymph nodes. So they put that in, and so that wasn't very exciting either. She didn't like either of those two things. But then she came out. We went back to the room. We were able to just look out the window and enjoy the scenery. And then about 9:30, they took her off to surgery, and it was scheduled for 10 o'clock. And so they were keeping a pretty good schedule for first thing in the morning there. So we appreciated that. And so while she was gone, the surgery was supposed to be about a couple hours. So while she was gone getting surgery, I just left the hospital, and I did some groceries, and went to the post office, and got gas in the vehicle, and just did some running around. Got lunch, and everything was kind of just progressing so quickly. I'm sitting there eating lunch, and it's like, I bought some frozen stuff at the grocery store too, and so it was like, okay, you know what? I think I'm just going to go home. I got so much time already that I'm just going to go home and drop the stuff off at the freezer instead of going back to the hospital. And because I could be there for another few hours, I was ahead of schedule, and so I just quickly went home, dropped everything off, and then came back. Now we live outside of Red Deer, and so it's about 20-minute drive home and 20-minute back. And so, I mean, if you're in the big city, it's the same thing. You can have a long drive, but it took me a while. So basically, I was back at the hospital an hour later, and got to sit there and relax and read for almost an hour. And then they brought her out, because after the surgery, then they take her to another recovery room where she kind of comes out of the anesthesia, or whatever that stuff is, just to kind of come to, and then they bring her back to the room. So she was back at the room then, and for the nurses then came in for about an hour or so, and just kind of checked on her, a couple hours, I guess, and she slept in between all that, and then the nurse had her sit up and see if she was ready to go, and so she was able to sit up, and it was fine. And she had some Gravol type stuff put in her IV to help settle her stomach. And then, we were ready to go. So I helped her get into the vehicle, and we came home, and she was just able to have a good sleep. And she said, I was tired and wanted to sleep, but didn't want to sleep at the hospital. So come on home. So we went home so she could have a sleep. And so she slept for a few hours, had a good sleep. And then a couple days later, she was able to take the big gauze bandage off. And it had to be on for a couple days. And so she was able to take it off before she had a shower. And it looks amazing. They did a really good job, and so we're very pleased. So she came through it very well, very, very well, and we're excited about that. And so we just give God the glory, give Him the praise that He's working. We continue to fight the good fight of faith, and so we were just very pleased with that process, that part. And so now it's just this recovery and restoration part that we are stepping into. So praise God. So I will continue on with our, this is episode number 8. We'll jump into episode number 9 in regard to some kingdom finance tips again next time. So we love you. God bless, and we'll see you next time.